Hello everyone, thanks for joining me in this video. My name is Ramon and today we are going to be talking about Java Analytics in Control Hub. This is a very cool feature that I would definitely recommend to any Cisco Unified Communication Administrator out there. In this video, I'm going to show you what Java Analytics is, where you can find it, what could be some of the use cases, what are the requirements needed in order to enable Java Analytics in your organization. And lastly, I'm going to show you the configuration, how it looks like. So Java Analytics is available in Control Hub. So if any one of you haven't had the opportunity to work in Control Hub, I think this is the best time for you to go and subscribe for Webex services. So it could be any Webex subscription, it could be a pay subscription, it could be a trial subscription, any subscription that provides you a Control Hub will allow you to enable Java Analytics within your organization. So Control Hub is a web-based portal to manage and do all your activities, administration activities for Webex services. But the intention from Cisco is to make Control Hub like the central administrative point for all your UC services. So it might not be limited to Webex services, but also in near future, you should be able to perform some administrative tasks and monitoring for your UC on-prem deployments. So you might be able to to perform some tasks or monitor your call manager, Unity connection, Expressway, Cube, and so forth. So let's get started. More information about Java Analytics in Control Hub, you might want to go to this link here. This is your best friend when it comes to Webex services. help.webex.com. You go to this URI and then you look for analytics for your collaboration portfolio. In the Java tab, you should see information. So Java Analytics in Control Hub is a set of dashboard that provides you KPI information for your Java services within your enterprise. So this KPI information include user status, for example, how many users has been enabled with Java within your organization. Also, the total message count that has been sent, total amount of calls, and the total amount of time or the number of times in which the screen has been shared within video calls. And this information, you can have it per day, monthly, weekly, however you want it for your reporting purpose. Good to mention is that this information here, this KPI, are very general, so you might not be sharing with Webex any user-specific information. So Java Telemetrics or Analytics do not send to the cloud any user-specific information like IP address, username, email address. So those information are kept with you. They are not shared within Java Analytics. This is important to know in case that you need to present this project to any of your cybersecurity teammates, so you might not have any problem with them. So they might have no problem to approve it for you. Java Analytics in Control Hub is support in any deployment of Java, so you can enable for Java in full mode, unified mode, phone only mode, IAM only mode, Java with Webex or hybrid Java as is known. So it doesn't matter what deployment you are using Java with, so you should be able to enable Java Telemetrics and take advantage of this feature. When it comes to configuration, you should create a Java configuration profile or modify an existing one with these three parameters that you can see here. Telemetrics enable, it has to be set to true. Telemetrics enable over cellular data, set to true, and telemetric customer ID. So the most important one are these two, enable telemetrics, and telemetric customer ID. This one in the middle, enable telemetrics or telemetrics enable over cellular network data. It's allowed you to use on Java on mobile device and send data over their mobile plan. So this is not required, so it's an option that you have. If you still want, to your Java mobile users to send telemetrics over their cellular network. If not, then it will fall back to the default, which is Wi-Fi. And for PC user, it will use Wi-Fi or the network card. So the most important, as I said, is this one, enable. You have to set to true, and the telemetric customer ID, which is your organization ID. Then let's go back to the Control Hub. If you haven't logged into Control Hub before, you get to Control Hub via the URL admin.webex.com, and you should have an administrator account or any account with admin roles. In my case, I'm already logged in. This is my Control Hub. I'm logging with an admin account, and we are going to be focusing in two tabs here. One is analytics and the other one is account. So this one, account, is very important because in here you have this information that you might need to add to your Java configuration profile. This is your customer ID as is shown here in the Java telemetrics customer ID. So you might need to copy and paste this information here. This is customer organization ID is your numerical representation of your Webex Control Hub within Cisco Webex services. So you copy this and paste it. We will come back later on this one. So as I said before, the Java configuration file is one of the main requirements in order to enable telemetrics in Control Hub. It looks like this. If you are not familiar with Java configuration file, nowadays there are plenty of information in the web. There are even tools that help you to generate a customized configuration file. In my case, I'm not using Java configuration file, but just for the sake of this demonstration, this is how it looks like. These are the two fields or the two parameters that I'm going to be using. Telemetrics on customer ID. This ID here is my organization ID. Just copy and place it in here, and telemetrics enable set to true. So once you have this done, if you are using Java configuration profile, you need to upload to your CUC and TFTP server and then restart the TFTP service. In my case, I'm using a more, I would say, easy approach because I have CUCM version 12.5. In this release, it is include a very cool feature for Java configuration within the UC service. So this release include a UC service that is named Java configuration. So you can just add a new UC service, and in at the bottom you see the name. So it could be Java client configuration. You click next, and then you just name it as whatever you want. So telemetrics, and then you add the policy that we need. In our case, is telemetric. So let's look for telemetric. Let's go a little down. Yep, telemetric enable, set to true. Then let's add a new policy, another one, and let's look for telemetric as one. Telemetric customer ID, this one. In here, you just go to your Control Hub, copy organization ID, go back to your UCM, and place your customer ID in here. Once you have done this, in my case, I already have this configured. This is how it looks like, my usage service. It has a couple of policies. So in our case, we are interested in telemetrics. This one is set to true, and this is my telemetric customer ID. So after you have done this, you have to make sure that this usage service is added to the profile, to the usage service profile. In my case, I have two usage service profile. I'm using Java service profile as the system default. So I went to this one, to the bottom, and here Java client configuration. So I add the one that I made. So after you have complete this, your Java users should be able to retrieve this information the next time that they log in to the Java client. After you finish this configuration, you are already done with Java telemetrics. And if you go back to your Control Hub to find Java telemetrics, you go to Analytics. And in the Analytics, you should see many tabs here. Here is the one that we are interested in, Java. I have to mention that by first instance, you will not see the Java tab here. It will only appear after you enable telemetrics in CUCM and your Java client starts sending telemetrics to the Webex services. So in my case, I already did this. So if I click here, as you can see, my Java are already sending information. So I have one user here enabled with Java telemetrics. I have sent 4 messages so far. I have made 24 calls. I still haven't shared my screen in any of my video calls. But it looks like this. As you can see, this is the dashboard with the KPI. You can filter per day, week, month, however you want it for your reporting purpose. And it looks like this. For example, you see that in that date, I sent 4 messages. As you can see here is a genetic information. You should not see any user-specific information here. In the right side, this information here, I like it a lot. So because it gives me, an overview, for example, of the operating system in which my Java users are being deployed. In my case, they all represent Windows service, so they are deployed in Windows machine. Here I can see what is the Java version that I have deployed. In my case, it's 12.9.2. And here you have a dashboard for your messages. So from 4 messages that I had sent, 67% of those represent one-by-one chat, and 33% represent persistent chat or group chat. So if you go to calls, you should see also here some information for your calling activities. For example, from 24 calls that I have made, 84% represent audio-only calls and 16% represent video calls. So this should give you, good information about your Java utilization. So I mentioned use case at the beginning. So what could be the use case of this feature? I think the most use case is adoption. So you might use this Java telemetrics for adoption of your Webex services, of your Java services. So you can see, for example, how your users are using Java, if they are using too much video, or if they are using, how they are using the chatting function, maybe group chat. So it should give a very general overview for your adoption approach. So you might, use this information to decide whether you might need to buy more licenses, Java licenses, or whether you could, consider in the future if then your users are not consuming, Java, the Java license that you already bought. So for adoption perspective, this feature is, I think, very useful. Another use case that I can mention and I can think of now is migration. So for any of you who are deploying Java in Webex Messenger, as you might know by this time, Cisco has announced the end of life of this service, and the new service that is replacing Webex Messenger is the Webex Teams or the Webex app. So using this, the Java telemetrics will help you in the migration. So you should see, for example, how your migration is going on. For example, how many users are still using Java, and you should be able to decide whether it's time to remove your IMMP service from your on-prem, or whether you still need to keep it for those users who are already onboarded or that are still onboarded on Java. So this is what I want to show you guys. One last thing that I want to mention is that Java telemetrics in Control Hub do not require any extra license for you, neither in Control Hub, in your Flex subscription, trial subscription, neither in your CUCN. So I could say that it's free. So I would recommend you to use it and take advantage of this very cool feature. Thank you for your time. Thanks for watching, and see you on next time.